Get your Dragon Ball Z SH Figuarts at Big Bad Toy Store. Check out the link in the description below. Hello there, collectors. It is Steven here today with a review of the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan God Goku. Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, Goku is actually spelled differently on the box for the SH Figuarts. Okay, kids. So anyway, this is the Super Saiyan God form, which we first saw in the Battle of Gods movie. Yeah, so this is really cool. A lot of people like this form of Goku, but with this very powerful and legendary form, dare I say it, finally realized in the SH Figuarts format, we have a figure in our hands. Was it worth the wait? We did get a second prototype because there's a new updated SH Figuarts body style, but was it worth it? You know what I'm gonna say. Let's take a look to see whether or not it's worth adding into your collection. So, for those of you who did not know, the original prototype for the Super Saiyan God Goku Figuarts was actually really thin. Dare I say gaunt, even comparatively speaking to the actual design of the Super Saiyan God in the anime and in the movie. However, I would say with this 2.0 redesign with the new body, I think they did okay. Because the way that I'm looking at this is not necessarily accurate in terms of the anime, but accurate in terms that, comparatively speaking, this is about how thin Goku would be in action figure format. So, if we look at the Super Saiyan 3 Figuarts Goku, and that being the standard body style for Goku moving forward, this figure is definitely slimmer and thinner in all of the different areas compared to the standard body. So when you have a bunch on display, Goku does get thinner. Does that make some sense? Yeah. Again, I know some people would prefer the really skinny 1.0 mold, but still, this is what we got. And considering this is what we got, I have to say Bandai did an okay job with how the figure came out in the final product. There are a few things that we really got to talk about here, so let's go ahead and let's jump into them. Now, as a quick note, I probably got the not good end of the stick with the quality control issues on mine. And right away, we can definitely see that with the default face. There are quite a few white specks on mine, and the decals on the eyes, the glossy red, I'm going to be honest here, it looks pink. Yeah, on the decal, it does bleed over quite a bit. I'm not too big of a fan of that, and that's not even just because I'm using a nice camera here and you can really see the smaller details. It is noticeable in hand. But I do have to say that the hair, the glossy red, does look really nice, but do take note that is actually painted on Goku's skin color tone, so do not scratch the hair. Now, as we move down the figure, you're going to notice right away on his torso, what skin is showing anyway, there is a shadow to that. That is not light playing tricks on you, folks. That is actually a darker coloration compared to the neck joint. That is literally right there. Good job on that. As we look at this area too, we can also see the beginning of the end for this figure where shading is the biggest issue. So this figure is supposed to be a lighter coloration compared to normal because Super Saiyan 3 Figuarts, yeah, he looked a little bit darker. Here, he's supposed to be a little bit brighter, but he's also supposed to have sort of a burning aura to him. Here, the darker coloration that they used in some key areas actually just kind of looks like, well, garbage. And as we move down the figure, you can definitely see in some spots, it is just way too intense. The blue, thankfully, aside from maybe bleeding over in some spots, is okay, but it just looks terrible in some areas. It is way too dark, it is applied way too much, but thankfully the little symbols on the front and the back, they are near laser precision perfect. So if you're really looking forward to perfect decal application in that regard, you are totally fine there. But again, the sculpt is really nice on this guy. You can see all of the nice folds and crevices. They really did a great job of nailing the look of actual cloth for this figure. And as we finish up looking down the figure, we do see that on the boots, unfortunately on the back of one of mine, there is quite a bit of slop, and that is just not dirt, folks. That is actual paint. So a quick tale for you. On Bandai's official Instagram page, Instamashi, they showed a prototype figure. I'm assuming that, let's be honest here, it looks like Goku kind of pooped himself. Mine, unfortunately, has that issue as well. Yeah, shading issues. Definitely present here. So overall, Goku does look great in terms of sculpt. He is skinny compared to the actual Goku body design that we have. I'll show you that comparison later, but they really do need to fix the painting on these guys. It isn't very good. Now for articulation, and it's pretty much identical to the Super Saiyan 3 Goku Figuarts, even though there are some sculpt changes from that, which you will see a little bit later. But, yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and let's break this down for you guys. So as you all know, the Super Saiyan 3 Figuarts had a different neck configuration along with the different joints and all that good stuff. So here we're back to our traditional ball joint and our swivel hinge combo there. So as you can see, yeah, that's very nice. So head swapping, it is possible to an extent. However, there is an issue with joint sizes. I tried the normal Goku head on here, the original 1.01, very wobbly, just didn't work out. So, yeah, so for the initial shot of the review, I wanted to use this body. But yeah, it didn't work. So for the neck, actually, let's just see if I can go ahead and pop that off. You can see that that's just a straight up ball joint. Unfortunately, it's not like a double axis or barbell style. It's just one peg with a ball joint where the neck is seated in. So if you're going to try and get Goku to move a little bit more at the base of the neck, you may actually end up breaking the joint. But even then, we get Goku to look up about that far, down, like that, so he can, anyway, yeah, so left, right, all that good stuff. Goku's neck movement is fantastic, much better than the Super Saiyan 3. Beyond that, it's pretty much the same. We have the shoulder sleeves here on ball joints, which that's been that way since day one. Why they do that, I don't know. The Shoto figures actually have these sleeves sculpted into the shoulders, but it is what it is. Something to take note of, though, the butterfly hinge joint in the shoulder is actually orange instead of the skin coloration for Goku, so that's an improvement. But yeah, we do have the butterfly hinge there, so this way we can move Goku's arms a bit more forward, better posing for the Kamehameha. We do have a hinge to move Goku's arms up and down. Ball joint where they plug in. We do have the bicep swivel. Really tight on mine here. I'm putting a lot of effort into that. I don't like that, but Double hinged elbows. Swivel, hinge, wrists. So yeah, that's the swivel. That's the hinge. For the wrists on the hands, we do have a ball joint for the ab crunch, so we can move Goku like that all the way around, and a ball joint for the waist, so you can get Goku to bend back about that far. Forward, not really, guys. That's pretty disappointing. But, you know, with the neck articulation, that makes it so much better. We do have the swivel or double hinge. Yeah, whatever. We do have the new hip joint configuration, which unfortunately the sculpt does prevent Goku from spreading his legs out too far. But, what's going on there with mine? Yeah, that's moving around. Yeah, we do have a thigh swivel. So that just plugs in on a peg for the thighs. So that's pretty cool. We do have a double hinge knee, which much like this piece of plastic here, yeah, mismatched plastic, not very good. And then we round it off with ball jointed ankles, which provide awesome ankle rocker movement. That's really amazing. And then we have a hinge for the toe joint. So yeah, Goku really has a fantastic range of movement, I would say. Unfortunately, not in the hips. That's one area where I think they really took a step back with the 2.0 bodies overall. Yeah, Bandai's really got to work on that. But, you know, in general, I think that Super Saiyan God Goku can really get into some great poses. So if you can think of a battle pose, this guy will get it done. All right, now we have the accessories for Super Saiyan God Goku here, and we do get quite a few of them, but no effect parts. So aside from the default normal face, we get one grunting face, we get one sort of happy smirking face, and we get one yelling face. For the hands, aside from the fists, we get chopping hands, we get some karate posing hands, we get some kamehameha hands, and we get some splayed out hands. So essentially for posing Goku, we get everything that we would need. So to swap out the faces, what you're going to need to do is take off that front hair part, pull the faceplate off, put the faceplate on, and then reattach the front hair part. So here's a look at how all of the different faceplates look, and as you can see, aside from that default faceplate, all of the other ones actually look pretty good. So hopefully mine was just a quality control hiccup, but I have unfortunately taken a closer look at some other reviewers' pictures and whatnot, and intentionally or otherwise, it seems like they skipped over a couple of comments about the faceplates, but I'm not going to go further than that, okay? Okay. Now, for the hands, they're very simple. If you've owned one SH Figuarts and you've swapped out the hands, then you've done it on all of them. Grab closely at the wrist, pop off, and put the new ones on. And here's just a quick look for those of you who might need a refresher at what some of these hands look like. Now, admittedly, even though he may not necessarily use it in this form, or it's not something that I have seen yet, I'm going to admit I haven't watched every single episode of Dragon Ball Super yet, instant transmission hands would be nice. Super Saiyan 3 Goku came with them. It would just be a simple remold of that for this guy. So I don't know why they weren't included, but still. Yeah, we get plenty of hands. We get a good amount of faces here, but here's the issue. $56.99, I believe, is the MSRP, and we definitely could have at least gotten an effect part, even if it was just one of the reused Kamehameha effect parts, whether it was from the Cell figure or the Time Patroller, which was actually Ultimate Gohan, but whatever. So yeah, an effect part would have been great, and it would have sealed this figure as a home run in terms of effects. But luckily, I do have a video up in case you are looking to add a couple effect parts into your collection, and if you would like to check out that video, there is a card popping up in the top right-hand corner of your screen right now, so go ahead and click on that, and you can even see where that red Kamehameha comes from. All right. So again, for accessories, we do get a lot to pose Goku with, so if you're looking for just the bare minimum, this Goku figure absolutely nails that. And here's a size comparison for you where you can see that Goku should probably meet your sizing expectations. He is not a big figure by any means, and I'd say he's a little bit smaller than your average SH Figuarts. So like I said earlier, this is the Super Saiyan God Goku Figuarts, obviously, and it looks like, comparatively speaking, they slimmed him down from the normal Goku body. Since the normal Goku body on the market right now is the Super Saiyan 3 Goku Figuarts, I figured here would be a nice side-by-side comparison with at least some parts of that figure, so this way you can see exactly where they slimmed a few of the parts down. And considering we do have that, I think it is the entry-level Goku Figuarts coming out in June of 2018, this is about what we can expect the difference would be. So even though it may not necessarily be as skinny and as thin as some people would like, at least if you look at it comparatively speaking on a display of multiple Goku figures, this one will most definitely be notable for being thinner than your other Goku figures. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Goku does have a fantastic sculpt to him, but unfortunately shading issues and debatable color questions, yeah, not too great in his favor. Articulation is great. Mine's got something weird going on in the hips, but still, that could just be mine. Accessories, they're just the bare minimum to get a whole bunch of different poses, but again, an effect part would be great. Overall, I would have to say this is a solid release, but yeah, Bandai really has to step up their paint shading and quality control on these guys. They really do. With this figure being released closer in the US to the holiday season, chances are you're going to be able to find a good deal on this figure, even though it is a web shop exclusive. So there won't be a reissue of this guy in the future. If you really like what you're seeing, I would say you would not be disappointed with this figure. If you're thinking about getting this guy, definitely go ahead and place your order today. Well, folks, that's the end of this review. Thanks for watching, and be sure to follow me on social media to catch more behind-the-scenes shenanigans and updates. The end card should be popping up now with more hand-selected STR goodness for you to watch, so check out some of those videos. Be sure to check the description too to see where you can buy this figure or others like it, and some cool links like the credits for this video and other ways you can help out the channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.